Hi George, thank you for sending me the corrected version of the essay, If I Were a Bird. I like it that you've taken most of my comments into consideration and you've finished it in a couple of days' time and sent it to me. Very good. So I'll get to the comments. All the comments I have mentioned on the right hand side. You can go through them, but I'll explain to them also just in case you are an auditory child. George, the violet-crowned hummingbird. Here, my comments are mainly, yeah, I'll just read the comment that's here. Always, this is where it is. I will circle my mouse where I'm pointing at or which part I'm reading from the document. That might help you understand. I don't find another way to do that. So pay attention here. Always try to give your own headline. Try to give a hint of the main idea in the essay. Here, Violet Crown doesn't particularly affect the title. Maybe something more about George being a hummingbird would have been more apt. Something like Life of George as a Hummingbird, or something more creative like George's Eye View, more like a pun on Bird's Eye View. Because Violet Crown, does it really George and hummingbird? George as a hummingbird is the subject of the essay. So George as what hummingbird doesn't really matter. So that could have been avoided because in the title we have to use the choicest words that are really contributing to the whole idea. So you can try out many more options. It is very important to have the title right, the introduction right, the transitions and the conclusion right when you're writing an essay. It is going to be, that's the first impression your reader is going to get. So always pay more attention to the title. So it's not a bad one, but you could have improved it. But this is how you learn. When I'm critiquing on your writing, you learn from that. I know you learn very fast. You have really incorporated a lot of my suggestions, and that's how you learn. And next time I'm sure you will try out some 3 4 options and then decide on a title. That's the right way to do it. Okay, I'll go on to read the passage. My name is George. I'm a violet crowned hummingbird. I like being a violet crowned hummingbird. I think hummingbird H has to be capital because hummingbirds are the only birds that can move backwards, forwards, sideways, over and midday, and can fly very fast. My violet colored cap and a red slender bill with black tip is very nice. That's a good sentence. It's very nice. There what you have done is, I have a so and so cap and a bill. It's not what you have written. You've written that it's very nice. It's a very opinionated stuff. It's your voice which is coming through. That's the beauty of descriptive or narrative writing. Your voice should come through. Your opinions, your experience, your emotions, your worries, anxieties, all these things should come through. That's a beautiful sentence because of its opinion. My weight. The next sentence, you are not doing that. You're just giving plain information. See the sentence. My weight is 5 grams and I'm 10 centimeter long. It's a very plain information. How you could have made it more interesting? Read my comments here. Exact height and weight might be better in an expository writing. In a descriptive writing, you could draw comparisons to talk about how it feels about your size, weight, etc. Make it more of sharing your experience than data. What if you had said that I'm the smallest in my family, I weigh only 5 grams and I'm 10 centimeter long. My father is, twice as much as me, or something like that. And so when we fly together, they always make sure I'm in the front, or I'm guarded by the rest of them, or something like that. You can probably narrate something related to your size and weight and explain it rather than just giving pure data like my weight is so and so and my length is so and so. It's very informative, which is not good in a narrative writing. Next paragraph is, I have 4 brothers, a mom and a dad. A mom and a dad is always better to be put as my parents. So how this is again very informative, purely informative, and there is no feeling about it. How you can make it better? Let me see. Instead of that, if you had said something like this, I live with my 4 brothers and our parents. something like that. And probably you can write something about it also, how you enjoyed being together. And it's a big family. Mine is a big family. I have four brothers, and my parents live together, something like that. I think the next sentence is, I think girls are bossy. Very, very opinionated. I like it, whether it's right or wrong. So I don't have any sisters. See, I don't have any sisters. There is a problem in that you didn't really have a choice. See my comments. In fact, you happen to have no sisters, and you're glad about it. Not that you had a choice not to have any sisters. What if you had sisters? It's not, you know, yeah. So I think girls are bossy, so I don't have any sisters. So I don't have it. That so is creating a problem here. I don't have any sisters, and I'm happy about it because girls are bossy. Could have been a better sentence. Would have been a better sentence. And brothers are cool and nice. Why? You can probably explain. Because you can play with them, they're very protective, they take care of you. Something like that. You can probably give any little explanation for that. We live in Texas now. That now is giving a hint that you were elsewhere. Probably you should talk about it then. Does it, see my comment here is, does it mean you came from elsewhere? Talk about it maybe. Me and my mom, that's a wrong usage. You should always say my mommy and I. If you are the subject, you should say I. If you are the object, then only you become me. Okay, so he told, my mother told me is correct usage, but my brother and I went to school is correct now, not my brother and me went to school. Okay, that's a very, very common mistake, a very common mistake. So you have to really take care of that by usage. Every time you write something like this, so you think, are you part of the action, or the action is being done to you? So that will make the difference. Okay, please take care of that. You have repeated that mistake another place also in the same passage. Okay, made our new nest on the branch of a safe tree near a garden with lot of flowers. It's pretty long sentence to begin with. You probably should have cut it into two. um, you can talk about, you and your family, you made the tree together, can be one idea, and where you made it can be another sentence. Okay, so and safe tree can be like, how do you define a safe tree? Taller, or surrounded by more trees, or a tree which is which is in a place where there are a lot more birds residing, so that you have company. So you can probably define the safe. Do you want to define safe and explain why? That is how you make it more interesting, your passage. Tree near a garden with lots of flowers. My mom put it on a safe tree because praying mantis, frogs, cats, and snakes are our predators. This are our predators make it again very informative and not experiential. So I want you to write something, rephrase it. If you were writing it again, you should be rephrasing that part more like how scared you are from them, rather than plain info. Plain info might sound very textbookish, so take care of that. We are really, we put it in a very, we put our made our nest on the top branch of a tree, which is surrounded by so and so trees or whatever, and so that the prey, our main predators like the praying mantis, the frogs, cats, and snakes would find it very difficult to reach us. We are very scared of them. Something like that is what the story should be. Next is, be used moss, thistles, dandelions, spider silk, cotton fibers, small bits of leaves, feathers, fuzz, and hairs for my nest. That's a very nice description of how you made the nest. You've got a lot of data there. I liked it. But instead of saying we used, how do you share that experience of making the nest? Think about that day you made the nest. You can probably talk about it as, you might see what I've written. You might want to write about the task, trouble, and teamwork in collecting stuff for making the nest. When was it? Was it in spring? And how you divided the job? What was you What were you responsible for? Probably it was spider silk, and how you went ahead and collected a lot of spider silk and came back and gave a good cushioning for the inside the nest or something like that. you have to really, share that experience, because it must have been a beautiful experience, and you're capable of imagining things down there. I actually see somewhere there that you have a lot more imagination than I thought. So you should be able to rewrite it. When I wake up, I fly to a flower. Don't say just a flower. Maybe the nearest flower rather than just a flower. So you have to give a little more correct detail, that the nearest flower or the newest flower. Which is it? So newest flower might be the right thing. I like the hibiscus flowers. Its nectar is very sweet and fresh. Good that you've taken my comment into consideration. You've given an explanation. That's how you learn. In the daytime, I find food for my family and then I play with my friends. When you find food for your family, like a liner or liners, you can't bring it home. It's nectar, right? Or are you really able to bring it home? I don't know. Maybe you'll have to talk about it, or maybe you'll come back and say that, okay, there is a bunch of flowers there, there's a lot of nectars. Why didn't you go and try it out? So maybe you can use your imagination to explain how it is, because the reader might have question: how will you bring nectar? Will you bring it in your mouth, or do you carry it somewhere else? You bring it in a flower or something? I don't know. So such answers should be questions should be answered. Sorry. Me and my friends, again, that same mistake. You take care of that. My friends and I take a ball of nectar and wait till it dries, and we use it like a ball. That's a beautiful imagination you have. I wouldn't have thought about something like that, George. The ball can bounce. You've given character. You are attributing the characteristics of the ball you make. Nectar ball, you wait for it to dry and then it becomes a ball, and it can bounce and it's not that hard. So you are giving a lot of character. That's beautiful part in this passage you've written. Sometimes in the daytime, I take a bunch of nectar and make it into a cube and cut it into 5 pieces for me and my brothers. That's a very touching part of this thing. This passage, you are talking about making a cube, describing how you make it, how many you cut it through, and for whom, for your brothers. It shows that you care for your brothers, you love your brothers. It shows something. It talks about the relationship you are having. That's a very beautiful part. I really loved it. My friends are Sam, Max, Gwen, Tristan, and Timmy. We play. That's nice. You've given some name to them. You could think through those things. That's very nice. We play games like fly tag, hide and seek, and so on, or fly on top of the river and watch the water flowing down the river. You probably could have seen what I've written. And tell us more about. That's a beautiful part. This could have been 2 sentences also. This part could have been 2 sentences. You could have talked about the playing tag and fly tag and hide and seek and stuff like that. And another sentence could have been about flying over the river and watching down the river. If I'm bored, I go to an abandoned hole and sit there. It's very warm and cozy, and it is good to take a nap there. That's perfect. I enjoy being a bird because I can fly and see things from the top. Very nice statement there. You can see things from all directions. That's a beautiful description. You can turn around and see from top. You can see more, is what you're trying to say. When you see from the top, you get a good view. You are actually saying that, and it is very beautiful. I am happy about those sentences. As a bird, you get to see planes, ships, and nice places all the time. Very, very nice part. I see things from almost all points of view. Uh, I quite didn't get it. Probably giving it a better description would have helped. And to wrap it up, you can probably reflect on how much you like being a bird, or something like that. What I have written here is good details, but there is some bit of redundancy in this place. The beautiful, a little bit, actually not much. And I got my information from. That is not good that you have shared the source, but I'd loved a proper. I would have loved a proper conclusion line, something like, I wonder how sad it would have been if I were not a bird. I guess I'm so lucky. Something like that, reflecting how being so thankful about being a bird, a hummingbird, and having a wonderful family with 4 brothers and no sisters. So something like that, you could have written a conclusion, something like that. It could have been a little humorous, maybe. It could have been probably thankful, something like that. It should be a reflection on you being a hummingbird. Okay, so with that I conclude this. If you want, you can rewrite it once more if it's not too boring for you, but it'll be a nice exercise if you can wrap it up with one more round of writing. But I will be sending you another topic to begin. Okay, you can write this as well as that and submit to me. Thank you. Bye.